If you don't have a vision, you're just going somewhere, but you're not going anywhere. And I tell people, don't allow your comfort zone to become the very same thing that kills your dreams in the future. It's comfortable to swipe that credit card. It's comfortable to stay in this one spot, but you're killing your true potential. You're killing the opportunity to advance, to grow, to evolve, because it's comfortable to stay where you are. So if I wanted to shift the caliber of my future, I had to shift the caliber of the decisions that I was making during the present. Our generation, they're hungry. They want to build something of their own, which is great. But what's the game plan to get there? Yo, what's going on, fam? It's your boy, Anthony O'Neill, a.k.a. AO, and you're listening to the Dreams and Drive podcast. Yo, keep it locked. Let's get it started.
Dream Drivers, welcome to episode 357. We are throwing it back to an episode from 2022. And today, our guest is the #1 national bestselling author, Anthony O'Neill. And Anthony has helped over 250,000 people set on a path towards a debt-free life with his chart-topping book, Debt-Free Degree. And on today's episode, Anthony's really going to dive in and give us his keys to how we can get out of our comfort zone and start evolving. Sorry if y'all hear acts on the background, but you know how it is. Dream driving while being a mom. So thank y'all for tuning in with me. And apart from teaching others how to obtain mental, spiritual, and financial freedom, Anthony's mission is also to help singles maximize their single season with both intention and grace. So we talk about a lot of the things that's coming out in his new course. If you guys want to learn more about it and get on the wait list for that, just go to dreamsanddrive.com/Anthony. That's dreamsanddrive.com/Anthony. I love the conversation that we have with Anthony today. He keeps it real. Keeps it 100% real about everything that we need to do to start getting out of our comfort zone and to start dream driving towards those dreams that we all have. And remember, if y'all love this episode, please make sure that you're sharing it on social media. I'm telling you, this is one that is short, but it's to the point, and you're going to have a lot to take away and share with people in your community. We are Dreams and Drive across the board on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So make sure you're sharing this to your Instagram stories, Facebook pages, and everywhere you are online. All right, let's hear from Anthony.
Yo, Rana, thank you so much for having me on this amazing podcast.
Thank you. I'm excited to have you on today. I'm here in New Jersey, and we're finally getting some better weather. So I'm excited to be able to just relax and let our Dream Drivers hear your story.
No, I'm with you. You're in Jersey. I'm right around the corner from you in the DMV area. So the day I moved here, I was trapped in with snow. So I'm getting used to this beautiful weather, this cold, beautiful weather, which is why I need a wife so I can have someone to enjoy it with. But that's another conversation for another day.
So yes. I love to have our Dreams and Drive shows go back in time, right? Like you always have to think about where you started if you want to know where you're going. So let's go back to like the 7-year-old Anthony. What was inspiring you as a kid? What was the dream back then?
I mean, the dream back then, honestly, was to have a BMW. The dream back then was to go to school. And honestly, I would be honest, the dream back then was just to be popular and to be accepted by all people.
At 7 years old?
At 7 years old. Yeah, I just wanted to drive a BMW. And I just wanted people to like me in school, believe it or not.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Oceanside, California. So that's right in San Diego County.
Okay. And so then how did that dream pan out for you as a young adult going into your teenage college years?
It happened. But it happened probably to a point to where that wasn't healthy for me. I chased popularity. I chased income. I chased being accepted rather than chasing my actual purpose and my calling. And because I chased that, I made some poor decisions growing up. To be popular, if I had to open up a credit card and to impress her, if I had to charge some flowers or I'll never forget the very first charge that I made on my very first credit card was Red Lobster back in 2003, $150, right? And I never paid it off because I didn't have the money to pay it off. It went to collections, and I paid interest on lobster that eventually came out of my system and her system in the next 2 days, And so because I chased that, I racked up debt to become popular. I racked up debt to be accepted into culture. I racked up debt to be accepted from all kind of people. And so the dream happened, but was it really a dream? No, right? It turned into a nightmare. And it turned into a nightmare because I didn't have the proper wisdom and the proper knowledge on really how to steward my money and how to really build true success, true wealth without chasing something else.
So what was that moment for you where you realized something had to change? And then how did you go about finding the tools to go about that change? I think that's the big thing for a lot of us, right? Like, we know we need to change. We know something needs to shift, but we don't know what to do.
Yeah, such a good question. It was 2003. Your boy became homeless. I was in $35,000 worth of debt. I unfortunately had to drop out of school. Made some poor decisions in school. When I dropped out of school, my job attached to the school I lost at. When I lost my job, I lost my income. I lost my income, I lost my apartment. When I lost my apartment, I thought I was going home. I went home, and not my biological father, but my stepfather told me, no, you can't come home because a grown man doesn't come home. And you told your mom that you were a grown man. So get out of my house and go live with the choices, live with the consequences that your choices made. And so I did just that. And Raina, I'm going to be honest, I impressed a lot of ladies back then. I impressed a lot of people back then. So I was like, cool, I can go sleep at her house. I can go sleep at his house. I can get something to eat over there. They got me. And not one person who I did all that impressing for offered me a place to get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, offered me a place to take a hot shower, even offered me a floor just to lay on in heat or an AC. Nobody offered me a place to come. And because of that, I was homeless for a season of my life, sleeping in the back of my car in a Walmart parking lot. That was a season that I contemplated suicide. That was a season to where I'm a Christian and I contemplated, is God even real? That was a season to where I'm asking people for $5, $10 just to get something to eat, and they're judging me. And so that was my rude awakening. That was the season to where I said, all right, God, I need to shift something. I'm sleeping in the back of my car, but both sides of my parents, both sides of my family, my biological father and stepmother in North Carolina, my biological mother and stepfather and siblings in California, they're all sleeping at home. They're all eating good. Now, they're not rich, they're not wealthy, but they're far from broke. They're the average middle class person, but I'm the person sleeping in the back of my car. And I quickly realized this, Raina, that the caliber of my present at that time was determined by the choices that I made in my past. So if I wanted to shift the caliber of my future, I had to shift the caliber of the decisions that I was making during the present. So that's exactly what I did. I shifted the kind of choices and the kind of decisions I was making at that time, so that way my future could be better. And the very first thing, as I said, was I'm not a grown man. I'm a young man.
How old were you?
I was 19.
Okay.
And I said, yo, I want to shift it. And I did just that. And I went home, told my dad and said, yo, I'm not a grown man, but I'm ready to learn how to become a grown man. And then the second thing was, what's the real deal about money? Because everything that I saw, coaches say, yo, go get a credit card, go do this, go spend this money so you could be cool, you could be accepted, and she'll like you. You need to have this car. You need to be living in this kind of home. But I said, man, there has to be a different way to really build true wealth. There has to be a different way to drive the car that I want to drive, and I'm not broke. And I did just that. I started researching. I started Googling. I started looking up on YouTube, and YouTube really wasn't as popular back then. Radio was really popular. So I started listening for like money stuff. That's when I got introduced to Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Got introduced to Dave Ramsey, Financial Peace University. I got introduced to John Maxwell. I got introduced to, who else was back then? I forgot. There was so many different people back then. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And so I started studying, started looking for materials. And one person who resonated very well with me was Dave Ramsey. I wasn't a huge fan of him back then because he called people stupid for having a credit card. But I started realizing that his philosophy was stop borrowing money and start owning everything that you have. Rather than giving someone else the fruit of your labor, how about you get the fruit of your labor? And I really sat back and I thought about that. I said, man, I'm getting up every single day, Monday through Friday. I'm going to work from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. every single day. When I get my paycheck on Friday, the first person who gets my money is the government. The second person who gets my money are bill collectors. The third person who gets my money are everyday bill people. I'm the fourth person who actually gets to see my money. And I said, I'm done with that. I deserve to be to see the fruit of my labor first, unfortunately, after the government. And so
can't run from the tax man, right?
IRS. Yeah, exactly. You can't run from that. So I say, you know what? Let me do that. And I just started rocking with Dave and started rocking with those principles, started eliminating my debt because I was tired of paying, Wells Fargo, which is the family's last name. And I'm not giving anything to my family. I'm not bringing nothing into my bank account. And so I started really listening to Dave, listening to Financial Peace University, took his course, eventually got out of debt. And to be honest, I worked with him for about 7 years, traveling around the world with him, impacting.
Oh, you actually, okay. I thought you just meant like you were listening. I didn't really know that you were actually working with him. Okay. This episode of Dreams and Drive is brought to you by McDonald's. All right, so I don't know about y'all, but for me, I have so many different memories of the McDonald's drive-thru experience. So as a kid, I remember always going with my mom and always asking for fries and a Happy Meal, and her just being like, Raina, you got McDonald's money? And I would say, no, but you do. And then as I grew up, one of my biggest memories of the McDonald's drive-thru was when I was actually pregnant with my son, Axel. I had this period where I was obsessed with McFlurries. And so I will always go to the drive-thru and then ask whoever was ringing me up to add some extra Oreos to my Oreo McFlurry because that is exactly what me and baby needed. All the best nights out ended with a bite from Mickey D's. Everyone's got their own Mickey D's moments, so go on and make more delicious memories. Hey Dream Drivers, ever since becoming a mom, life has changed for me in so many ways and I've learned so much about what it takes to be a mother. One of the things I realized early on in this dream driving journey was how important having the right tools, aka diapers, in my toolkit is. When it comes to changing those dirty diapers, for me, it's all about making the smartest choice. I need reliability and quality, and Pampers gives me that. You may save a couple cents on other brands, but will you save time and convenience? Who wants more leaky diapers, more laundry, because poop stains are not fun? And better yet, diaper rash? Not me. I don't worry about that with Pampers. There are other things you can save on, but honestly, your baby deserves the Pampers experience. I've sworn by Pampers with my son for the past 2 years. It's gentle on his skin, and I can trust that they can hold up throughout usage. As a busy dream driver already juggling so much, your diapers choice should be easy and worry-free. Make sure you download the Pampers Club app today to start earning free diapers. Dream Drivers, Walgreens knows you need your medications, but sometimes what you really need is a prescription for more time with your family or friends, or just more time to do what you want on a Saturday afternoon. That's why Walgreens offers same-day RX delivery to where you are. So you can get more than just your meds. You can get your prescription to save time at the pharmacy. And when you have pharmacy questions, which let's face it, we all do, Walgreens will be there for you with a helpful 24/7 pharmacy chat. So when you need to know, which med do I take before bed again? Or, is it safe to have a glass of wine with my prescription? You can ask a Walgreens pharmacy expert that question no matter where you are or what time of day it is. And that gives you more than just answers. It gives you your prescription for peace of mind. Delivery is available on eligible prescriptions only. See details at walgreens.com/prescription delivery.
Yeah. I was on the speakers team for about 7 years. Learned a lot from him. Wrote a number one national best-selling book called Debt Free Degree. And traveled around the world and really learned from the guru himself. And now I'm out on my own. Really serving the minority and millennial culture and really teaching single people how to maximize their single season. So that way we can make better decisions today that impacts our tomorrow. So whenever we do get married, whenever we get into that season of union with our spouse, man, we maximize this season. We built success. We became that entrepreneur. We really devoted to bettering who we are as an individual so we could be a better individual in the future.
I mean, for a lot of our dream drivers, right? Like, what do you think is the biggest hesitation for a lot of people who they may be single, they may not be single? What's the biggest hesitation your tribe you often hear, and then what do you tell them when it comes to going on this journey?
The biggest struggle is they don't know where they're going. They have an idea. Y'all want to do this. Okay, cool. What's the game plan? What's the vision? A lot of people jump out on the journey and do not have a vision. And for me, a vision is your navigation system. Your vision is your Apple Maps. It is your Waze. It is your Google Maps. If you don't have a vision, you're just going somewhere, but you're not going anywhere. And one of their biggest struggles is, I think this generation, our generation, they're hungry. You know, they want to build something of their own, which is great. But what's the game plan to get there? And one of the things that I'm teaching people is, especially young people, single people, is, hey, write the vision. And the vision not only gives you a navigation system for your life, but it also is an easy way to say no to people, say no to things, because your vision will say no. Prime example, if you have a vision, your vision is, hey, I want to get out of debt. Or if your vision is, hey, I want to date a man of this caliber. I want to date a woman of this caliber. I want to date a man or a woman with this mindset. Well, if something comes up, let's say a young man comes up to you and says, hey, my name is such and such, and I believe in such and such. Well, the very first question you need to be asking yourself, does this align with my vision? And if the answer is no, that's the easy way to say no to that individual. So a vision not only is your navigation system, but your vision saves you headaches and pains and time wasted in the future. And that's one of the biggest struggles that I see with this generation. They don't know how to really write down their vision and make the vision plain and clear. You know, the book of Proverbs says, where there is no vision, that's where people perish. That's where your time perishes. That's where your money perishes. So you really need to have a clear vision. And I walk people through that step on how to really get a clear vision.
Something else that I know is a huge pillar of yours is comfort. And I think a lot of times for dream drivers, we may have this vision, right? But sometimes just taking it from park to drive, we're scared because we're so used to the way things are now. Mm-hmm. What would you say to that person?
Don't allow your comfort zone to become your kill zone. And I think when I say that, I really want people to think about it. Like when you think about frogs, right? Frogs get comfortable in the heat. A while back, I had the opportunity when I was in school. We didn't dissect frogs. We actually boiled frogs. Very nasty. Not a huge fan of it, but it was a life learning experience. We went from 0 to 10 and we gradually boiled the frog in its sleep because the frog gets comfortable in the actual heat. And the key word is not heat, it's the comfort zone. So the frog got comfortable inside of its comfort zone. Unfortunately, it boiled, it died in its comfort zone. And I tell people, don't allow your comfort zone to become the very same thing that kills your dreams in the future. It's comfortable to swipe that credit card. It's comfortable to stay in this one spot, but you're killing your true potential. You're killing the opportunity to advance, to grow, to evolve, because it's comfortable to stay where you are. I mean, it was very comfortable for me to stay and past things, but I said, you know what? There's more in me, but I have to be willing to step outside of that comfort zone and to be willing to fail. I have to be willing to make mistakes. I have to be willing to cry. I got to be willing to fail at something that could be rough. But where there's failure, there's learning. Where there's learning, there's opportunity for growth. Where there's opportunity for growth, there's opportunity to evolve. When I evolve, I mature and I accomplish something. And so I think a lot of people are scared to leave their comfort zone. A lot of people are scared to actually grow and evolve. They don't want to grow. They don't want to evolve. They just want to stay where they are. And I teach in the pillar, hey, here's how you become comfortable inside of your uncomfort zone.
Whether you're searching for the latest sneaker drop, that iconic handbag, a timeless watch, or your next piece of classic jewelry, eBay authenticators are there verifying every detail of your purchase. Yep, we're talking each inch, stitch, tick, facet, and clasps that make the piece you're searching for worthy of your collection. eBay authenticators are experts in their craft, true connoisseurs, and as leaders in their fields, they're making sure your items always arrive as authentic as your style. So go ahead, get that piece you've always wanted, and leave it up to the meticulous eyes of an eBay authenticator to make sure that watch movement is original, that glimmer is real gold, that rare sneaker is legit, or that handbag is really made of genuine leather, and never get faked over again. In a world full of fakes, it's time to get real with eBay Authenticity Guarantee. Everyone deserves real. Visit ebay.com for terms. Ladies, we say period a lot, but do we ever talk about periods, aka our menstrual cycle? So I'm busy, I'm active, I'm always on the go, and sometimes pads just don't do it for me. I want to be able to move around and just feel, free. And here's the thing, a lot of us are scared of tampons and we don't have to be. So let me tell you why. When inserted properly, tampons shouldn't hurt. Like a pad, Tampax can absorb even your heavy flow and give you an up to 100% leak-free experience you can't see or feel. And growing up in our communities as a teen, I remember there being this whole stigma and taboo around girls who used tampons versus girls who didn't. So I didn't really have anyone to talk to about it. Now, as a 30-something-year-old, I'm like, no, let's talk about it. Tampax has me covered. Chill mode, check. Supermom mode, check. On the go mode, check. Tampax is always there for the different types of days I have. There is no right or wrong way to manage your period. I'm just saying, mix it up sometimes and try Tampax. Dream drivers, did you know Ford is sharing the inspiring stories of those behind the wheel who are accomplishing their goals, pursuing their dreams, and creating the world they want to live in? Built Ford Proud is highlighting Dee Bryant, a Ford driver who has shown strength in how she's breaking boundaries to create change in her field for all those around her. So Dee is a professional stunt driver who's been featured in over 100 films, movies, and shows. She began riding motorcycles at age 11. And get this, Dee always finds herself gravitating towards Ford vehicles as her personal ride when off screen. In fact, much of her stunt driving training took place in a Ford Mustang. Dee is one of few females and even fewer African-American female stunt drivers in the industry. She constantly battles against sexism, racism, and unfair representation as many productions try to get around hiring female drivers. Dee co-founded the Association of Women Drivers, a stunt driving school where she helps teach other women to stunt drive. She's just one of the many examples that show us dream drivers that Ford drivers come from all types of backgrounds and dream driving journeys. Learn more about Dee Bryant's story at Ford.com/builtfordproud. Breaking the mold, strengthening communities, creating change, real stories brought to you by Ford, Built Ford Proud.
Anytime that I am not uncomfortable, I know that I'm in the wrong place. I'm a Christian man, and I believe that when we're in our uncomfort zone, we're actually in our faith zone. Where I am weak, he is strong. If I'm strong always, then I'm fully relying upon myself. I don't want to fully rely upon myself. I want God to step in and really show me what he's capable of doing. I pray like it all depends on him, and I work like it all depends on me. And it's a tag team effort. One of my pillars in life that I teach is, hey, here's how we get comfortable inside our uncomfort zone.
And, I feel like for any dream driving journey, right, it wouldn't be real if there wasn't some challenge. So was there a pillar, one of the pillars that you teach, was there one that was particularly hard for you to work through personally? And if so, how did you do to navigate past that?
Yeah, I think one of the pillars was my uncomfort zone. 7 years ago, I joined Dave Ramsey's team, and I'll be very honest and transparent. It's pretty much a white culture. And for me, I just came from an all black culture, where 99% of the people around me were all black. And then I go from an all black culture to pretty much a 98% all white culture. And take away color from it, right? It's just two completely different cultures. The type of music, the type of communication, them questioning certain things about how I think and how I process things, because it just wasn't what they were used to. And so that was very uncomfortable for me. But I'm grateful because I was with a great organization, a great man, to where together we was like, yo, how do we work through this? What do we do? Okay. We were learning together. But there were times to where I was like, man, ooh, this is rough. Like this is hard. But you know what? Here's the thing. I wrote a book that sold almost 100,000 copies that impacted 100,000 people's lives. I started a show. I was on a radio show that hit over 12 million people every single day. If I wasn't willing to leave my comfort zone, I wouldn't have a number one national best-selling book. I wouldn't be a number one national best-selling author. I wouldn't have over 300,000 people on YouTube who listen to me, a total of 1 million people who are rocking with my brand today. If I would have stayed where my comfort zone was, but I was willing to stay and to be uncomfortable, so I can impact, so I can grow, and so I can evolve.
I think that's probably going to be the biggest takeaway of our chat today, right? I think out of anything that if you are a dream driver that you have to do, it is really being comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Because that's where all that greatness will lie. And I think that's where you really get the magic that comes from putting that dream into drive.
Yo, dream drivers, you could do it all without breaking a sweat, and you can do it all in style. From being a boss executive to lunches and brunches with your girls, to the kids' homework, family dinners, that much-needed self-care time, trips to the grocery store, and a weekend getaway that's anything but a getaway. That's why Infiniti fully reimagined the QX60 to help you conquer it all with ease. Even when you have back-to-back conference calls, gotta be on top of the kids' recitals, dance classes, or sports practices, not to mention your side hustle, because listen, dream driving is important and should be prioritized. A luxury SUV as functional as it is stylish and is as versatile as it is serene. Available features include seating for up to 7 passengers, a suite of active safety features, and massaging front seats. And I don't know if you looked at the all-new Infiniti QX60 yourself, but it really is stylish and is something that I would definitely be proud to be driving around with me and my baby as a boss mom, right? Introducing the all-new Infiniti QX60, designed to help you conquer life in style. Now with extremely limited availability, contact. So what are you dreaming of? Adventure, more family time, a change of scenery? The nerds at NerdWallet can help you take the first step towards making your dream a reality. NerdWallet is a personal finance site run by money nerds who make it easy to compare and find the smartest financial products for you. So let's say you want to book an adventure beyond your backyard. NerdWallet can help you compare and find travel rewards credit cards so that you can use everyday purchases to rack up on points for flights, hotels, and more. Or maybe you want to spend more quality time with your fam. As dream drivers, that's important. NerdWallet can help you compare and find financial advisors so you can find less time watching investments and more time with the kids. They've got tools, calculators, and side-by-side comparisons to help you find the smartest products for you so you can turn your dreams into reality. Personally, my 2022 goal is scaling dreams and drive, so I can use NerdWallet to compare hundreds of the top credit cards and investing accounts. NerdWallet makes that super easy. Are you ready to compare your way there? Compare and find the smartest credit cards, investing accounts, and more at nerdwallet.com. NerdWallet Compare Incorporated, NMLS 1617539. NerdWallet is not an investment advisor nor an investment broker. Information is for educational purposes only.
Yes, absolutely. You have to get there. You know, when you really think about it, is what is it that's inside of you, and what's waiting for you to step outside of that box? What $1 million dream? What $1 million business? What business is inside of you that is burning within you, that is sitting there? What promotion is waiting for you to be like, you know what? Let me step outside of my comfort zone and just trust the next season. Everyone says fake it until you make it. I totally disagree with that statement. I believe you make it on the level that you're at until you make it to the next level. You grind, you hustle, you do what you got to do to get to that next level. But while you're on this level, man, listen, you're going to have to do some things that's going to challenge you, that you're going to fail at. And here's the thing, you're not going to fail at it just one time. You may fail at it a couple of times. I play golf for a living. I'm failing at this thing every single day. I'm hitting it into the water. I'm hitting it into the trees, and I can't find my balls. But you know what? Every time I hit it, I learn how to hit it better. And where I was 3 years ago is not where I am today. Now I don't lose balls, but I may not hit it where it needs to go. But every single day I'm growing, I'm evolving. And check this out. When you're in your uncomfort zone, you got to have a coach. And that's one of the pillars that I talk about is, your accountability is who are the people around you. It's, you know what I'm saying? Is who's helping you fine tuning where you're weak at. And so for my golf, I have a coach. I have a coach that sits down with me and he just says, hey, this is why you're hitting it this way. This is why the ball is going over there. Who's telling you, hey, here's why you're uncomfortable in this area, and here's what we need to do to make sure you feel a little bit more comfortable in this season. And here's how you start that business. Here's how you get that job promotion. Here's how you build that home. Here's how you can purchase your first home. Here are the things, here are the habits and the systems that you need to put into place to get to where you want to go to. That's going to make you uncomfortable, but it's going to be very, very much so well worth it.
I love that. And I know that you have a course that's launching, right? That you are the coach for people who are trying to maximize their single season, create unstoppable power and prosperity in their life and relationships. Tell our dream drivers a little bit about your course and then where they can find you if they want to connect.
Yeah, man. If you can go to anthonyneal.com, or better yet, just click the link in this show description, because I really want you all. You're going to get a special discount if you click on her link, and it'll be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, guys. Or you can go directly to dreamsanddrive.com/Anthony. That's dreamsanddrive.com/Anthony to access the course and sign up.
But the course is simply called The Singles Blueprint. It's the 8 pillars to maximizing your single season. And we're going to walk you through on how to create a vision, how to get closer to God if you're a Christian, how to step outside of your comfort zone. And another big one that's very, very big to me, that I think a lot of single people really need to hear is, how do you really define who you are at your core? Oftentimes we allow people and we allow culture and we allow our friends to tell us how we should think, how we should talk, how we should dress, how we should think, right? And no, it should be the opposite way around. Who are you at your core? What did God put inside of you? He fearfully and wonderfully made you. So what are some things that we can put into place that's going to really help us live out and experience all of the potential God has inside of us? And we're going to walk through therapy. How do we talk through that? But really, how do we get solid with who we are? How do we get comfortable with who we are? How do we love who we are the most? And I get very vulnerable inside of this particular pillar, because I allowed people for a while to tell me how I should talk. I'm not good with grammar. I articulate things from the South. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina, so I'm a little country with my words. I add S's to a lot of my words. And people were telling me, well, you should talk like this because people only accept you like this. I'm like, well, okay. And so I started seeing this person to help me talk better. And I started realizing, like, no, I talk for certain people, and it has to be accepted. So I wasn't comfortable at my core. And so I really talk about, like, hey, listen, you're not made for everybody, and that's okay. You need to be okay with that. And so, man, I really dive into how do we get comfortable at our core. So it's a singles blueprint, man. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to have 8 weeks of just me. You're going to have my cell phone number. You're going to have direct access to me. I'm bringing on some guests to really dive in deeper on a lot of things to really help single people really maximize their single season. Listen, and I'll be honest up front. I'm not teaching you how to get a woman. I'm not teaching you how to get a man. I'm not teaching you how to pay off debt. I'm teaching you how to maximize your single season. When you really maximize your single season and really mind your business. I'm not going to go into that pillar, but I'm going to teach you how to mind your business, because your mind is a business. Then once you learn all these pillars, paying off debt, building wealth, starting that business is going to be a breeze, because now we got the foundation set.
Oh, I am really excited for our dream drivers to dive in. And like Anthony said, that we'll have the link in our show notes in the description of this podcast episode for you guys to dive in and get that special discount that you're offering. So just go on over to dreamsanddrive.com/Anthony. That's dreamsanddrive.com/Anthony. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. I know we had a little bit, we're a little bit shorter on time than we normally do our full interviews, but one last question for you. All right. You can't be a dream driver without your keys to success. So just tell our dream drivers 3 things they need in their toolkit before they hit the road.
All right, man. Here's the thing. Number one is, remember, the caliber of your future is determined by the choices you made today. So make the right choice. And you made the right choice by rocking on this podcast. Number two is you got to be determined. I believe the breeding ground, the bridge between where you are today and where you want to go tomorrow is determination. Are you determined to do what you have to do to get to where you want to go? And number three is, you got to know your why. If your why doesn't make you cry, then the price of commitment, the price of being determined to get to where you want to go will make you cry. Spend some time this evening, this week, to really sit down and identify your why. Why do you want the house? Why do you want that car? Why do you want that promotion? Why do you want to make $1 million? Why do you want to be wealthy? And watch this. Your answer should not be, I want to be wealthy so I could buy this house. Okay, cool. Why do you want that house? Ask that question 5 times. And when you start getting emotional, you've identified your why. Do those 3 things. Meet me at the Singles Blueprint. I'll change your life. We're going to change your life this year. I promise you.
All right, so that's a wrap for episode 296 with Anthony O'Neill. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure that you are sharing it with your community. And specifically, guys, if you want to get Anthony's course that we talked about, go to dreamsanddrive.com/Anthony. That's dreamsanddrive.com/Anthony to get on the wait list. So when the course drops March 1st, you're the first one on. And I am really, really vouching for Anthony. So hopefully, if this is something that you want to partake in, dreamsanddrive.com/Anthony to learn more. I love chatting with you guys every week. We are on our way to 300 episodes. I would not be where I am today without you listening in, without you sharing. If you want to be part of our Dreams and Drive community, the keys, you can sign up at dreamsanddrive.com/join. That's dreamsanddrive.com/join. And make sure you're following us and subscribe wherever you're listening. Bye, guys.